Those lovely expensive truffles we all love so much only require 3 ingredients, no baking and just a few hours of your time. Mostly waiting for the mixture to set in the fridge, as preparation time is just a few minutes. So join me here on Baking Bad and I'm going to show you how. These truffles really are so simple to make and it's just 3 ingredients. So you're going to need 285 grams or 10 ounces of dark chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons or 30 grams of unsalted butter, and half a cup or 125 ml of heavy cream. And it's just a case of put them all in a pan and melt them together. The first stage to make these truffles is you need to put the 3 ingredients in a bowl and you need to melt them until they all become one. So I've got this in a bain-marie, which is basically a glass bowl over a pan of boiling water. I do this so it doesn't burn on the bottom. So we're going to slowly melt these together. So that's done. So now we're going to move on to the next stage. I'm going to transfer the warm mixture to a bowl. Now this bowl is going to go in the fridge to set. Roughly about 2 hours, but don't be tempted to put this in the freezer because if you do, the consistency will be all wrong. Like I said, really is so simple. So I'm going to scrape down the bowl, make sure I get every last bit. I want as many truffles as possible. And now I'm going to pop this in the fridge. What I need to do is make my hands as cool as possible. So it might sound a bit strange, but I'm just going to cool them down with a little bit of ice. Because this mixture is only just set, we want to keep it as cold as possible. And I'm going to be rolling it in my hands to make a nice ball shape. So every time I roll one, I'm just going to cool my hands down a little bit just to stop it melting. So I'm going to take a teaspoon. I'm going to get a teaspoon's worth of the mixture and then I'm going to pull it off there and I'm going to roll it. You want a nice ball shape. Now I've got 3 different coatings, but you can use whatever you like. So I've got some dried cranberries, I've got some chopped hazelnuts and I've got some cocoa powder. So we're going to go in with the cocoa powder to start with. So just drop it in. I like to use a ramekin because you can just move it round a little bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to take it out. Make sure this is nice and round. And then we've got some little paper cases. And in it goes. So again, I'm going to cool my hands down. As you can see, it gets quite sticky. So cool your hands down. Go in again with the spoon. Spoonful of the mixture. Take it off. Roll it into a nice ball. I'm going to drop this one in the hazelnuts. You want a little bit of sticky on the outside because that way all the bits stick to it. So get that roll. Make sure you cover the whole lot. Oh, that looks lovely. That looks a little bit like a famous chocolate that I'm not going to mention. And then into the case, like so. And then we'll go for number 3. But again, I'm just going to, this ice might be a little bit chocolatey by the end, but hey, it's all in a good cause. There we go. And in again with the spoon. Off the spoon and just mould it. Roll it between your hands into a nice ball. Try and work as quickly as possible because as you can see, it's melting as I'm doing it. What I tend to do with these is once they're done, I'll pop them back in the fridge just to harden up a little bit. Get some cranberries on there. There we go. And then into the case. So I'm going to keep going with these until I've used all the mixture. Okay, so that was easy. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to taste test. So have a lovely Christmas. Be sure to make some of these because you'll be missing out if you don't. So give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'm going to get stuck in.